Um, Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna be making a video showing you how to get Hypixel Skyblock stuff set up. I personally use AT Launcher because I think it works best and it's easiest to understand. I'll show you the mods that I use, how to download it, and the texture pack I personally use. First off. Let me pull up launcher. So you can go here and download for whatever you use. Just download setup recommended, and then it'll go into your downloads, and you just click on the exe, and it'll open, and then it'll open like this thing where you'll be able to log in using your Microsoft and all that stuff, and it'll bring you to create pack. What you're gonna do is go to, I'd say, the most recent version of Minecraft, but I've been playing on 1.21.11. But for Hypixel Skyblock, they're gonna be slowly moving it. The last two major updates, I think it is, to the most recent versions. So that's just gonna be how it works. Always click Fabric when making it, and then you can keep the instance name if you're not gonna be using AT Launcher for anything else, but just name it Hypixel Skyblock or whatever. And then you're going to go to instances to find it. This is mine currently. You're going to go to add mods, go down to Modrinth, and add a ton of stuff here, but I'm going to go into edit mods, enabled mods, or right here. And like these are all the ones that I use. So it's like pause or take a screenshot or whatever as I slowly go down to see them, because these are all the ones that I think work best. But if you want to have it in like a complete guide, let me find the Discord server for it. Toadstar1 has this stuff. So if you go to mod folder, if you find Toadstar1's Discord, he shows all the mods that you can download. You just, copy and paste it into the search bar when adding the mods. Yeah, it's fairly easy to do. For the resource packs, I use Lucy's made texture pack, or resource pack, whatever it's called. Because I think it looks best. It's quite clean. I don't know. Overall, it just looks good. Let me open up Minecraft, and I'll show you some of the settings that I have. For anyone that's new to this, whatever. If it'll fucking load. Or frickin'. Because I'm 30 LARP now. Go to options. I would keep this as like your sound stuff, personally. Because the server is very loud. Like, a lot of stuff. And even then, most of the time, if I'm like if I'm like in crowded areas, or I'm by like the composter in the farm when I'm like listening to stuff, I would just bring it down to like 15. It depends on your personal sound settings, but I would recommend having everything turned down and just keeping like closed captions on and whatnot, because holy shit. Keep your FOV high. I do 107, but put it on Quake Pro. Honestly, I'm just a weirdo. For your video settings, I mean, you don't really gotta do a lot. I mean, I recommend going to the frame rate that your PC's at. I mean, this isn't a very competitive game, but it's still nice. Or not PC, your monitor's at. Obviously, VSync's off, as always, and like, full screen borderless is nice for whatever you're like screen sharing to friends or whatever. Always keep your GUI scale to 1 or 2, because you cannot see shit in your inventory with how many, like text, how much text is on each item. So I would keep that, and I'd make sure your brightness is really bright, or just download full bright um, as a mod or resource pack, because it's just personally I like to be able to see what I'm doing. I mean, if you want to have shaders, be my guest, but it's not going to look very good unless you have really good shaders and a really good PC. But make sure you have all this culling stuff on, animations, particles, render, everything. I like to have my FPS displayed. You might not like it. You know, you can turn that off, but I like being able to see it. So if I start dipping, I know why, or I can at least figure it out a little easier. Go into resource packs if you've never done this before, you know, whatever. These three are probably going to be on the available. Just click the arrow like this and just bring them over. You know, easy as that. I'm sure many people watching us have used Minecraft, but you never know. But what you're going to do is go into your mods menu, and you're just going to go through all these, and it's a lot. Oh, one thing I forgot to talk about, I just remembered because of the little diamond that showed up. Let me quit out the game real quick. Um, if you ever see the little blue diamond that was showing up next to the mods, go to edit mods, enable all, and then just check for updates. Because sometimes they have an update, and you just gotta check. I think the reason why it's displaying that is because I'm on an older version, but just always check for updates whenever there's a pop-up or, you know, the little diamond, because it's always good to be up to date, because that means, you know, more bugs are fixed and, you know, whatever. Um, as this loads, um, oh yeah. So for Aaron's mod, let me see what I have in here. Just like pause and look at whatever I have, because this is pretty much, you know, a beginner's guide for what you're gonna need for the most part. Just make sure your stuff looks like mine. And oh yeah, if you want to have easy controls, move or not move, but check your controls in your settings and see if zoom is at C, because that's just easy to click and use. And personally, I use sprint as R, because, you know, it's just easier to click than shift or control, in my opinion. I don't know why. I like R. It declutters a lot of stuff. This stuff is probably all default, but I'm just going through to make sure that, or for you to make sure that you have everything that's necessary for it. Like, because you never know. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that this is all the same, because I'm not going through all of this. Holy shit. Text replacer, item models is what I have. Bad optimizations. I don't think that really has settings. Yeah, that just opens up my text. Better F3. You don't really, you know, need to look at that. This is what I have for this. For Bobby. For capes, that's just so that capes show up. Client time, if you want to move it to during the day or night and wherever, so that, you know, for visual effects. There you go. Keeps out borders. That's what I have. Oh, wrong thing. I don't really use these very often. Gamma utils is what I use. Scrollable tooltips, that's what I have there. That's useful because, what's in the end? Like I said, text boxes take up the entire game, and you can't really see them. You know, on Mod API, obviously. Make sure all this stuff is how it looks. Iris, we already dealt with that earlier. Mod menu. Hopefully it looks like this. Let me see. it should probably just look something like this. Where was I? Scoreboard overhaul. Hopefully your stuff would look something like this. This is what I have. Because the scoreboard is where you see like a lot of stuff. I have this. Sklyblock profile viewer. This is what I have. Ow. Hands are cramping a little bit. Skyblocker. Just, again, make sure all your stuff looks like this. I go a little slower. Crafting cost. Nah, not really useful. Now this Skyblocker is the important shit. Because this is where like a lot of the quality of life comes in for Skyblock. Because Skyblock needs a lot of quality of life at this point. I haven't mean to turn that on. Just make sure all your stuff looks like this. I know, very eventful video, but yeah, I mean, there's not really a lot to say. I am gonna get into some stuff you might want to have in your settings and like how to start off in Skyblock, just as like a quick rundown. But we just gotta get through all the boring stuff first, to where you make sure that all your stuff looks like this. Helpers, you're just gonna want to have all these helpers on, because they help a ton. If you're new, I would block incorrect clicks. I don't anymore, but it's helpful for that. And if you have a bad computer, I would hide other people's rods. I don't really care. Fairy Soul Helper. When you're new to the game, turn this on, because you're gonna need to know where the Fairy Souls are for XP. So you can go to Tia the Fairy and just have it be done. Once you're done with Fairy Souls, you can just go into Skyblocker and turn that off. I'm done with it. But yeah. Just make sure your stuff looks like this. Dungeons, this is gonna be important. So I'm gonna go a little slower. Because dungeons is a very important part of the game. Alright. Again, if you want to do block incorrect clip or clicks because you're not very good with a mouse for whatever reason, you know, do that if it helps. I don't, because I don't really care that much. But yeah. Just, you know, make sure everything just kind of looks like mine. Like I keep on saying. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. He's going crazy for some reason. Alright. Foraging. Alright, someone ordered DoorDash. That's why my dog is going crazy. Alright. Fetcher and Puzzler are important early game once you get to the Dwarven Mines. Because they allow for a lot of mithril XP and hot F. Or hot M XP. Alright. And we should be pretty much done at this point. Not a lot more to go over. These are all, you know, I'm pretty sure it's defaults. I'm just gonna go quickly through it all. You can pause if you need to, but I have a feeling that these are all default to my knowledge. Oh wait, this is gonna be useful for the start of the game because those give each one gives like 20k coins, so that's really good for like when you're first starting out. And also I think it gives Sklyblock XP. Yeah. Yeah, this is all just I have all this is all stuff that you can configure yourself. But I just have it on defaults. Alright, once you get into the game, oh wait, I have my controls for farming. Alright, so when you make your account, you're gonna want to go into your settings and go into where is it? Sound settings, and turn off ferocity because it gets annoying pretty quickly. And if you want to be able to check like where you're at in the game, and by going on like Skycrypt, you can turn on your API stuff, and that'll let you type in your account name and whatnot. Hope you all enjoyed that, short video. Or this kind of long video, to be honest. But that's everything you really need to know. Yeah.